and waiting and waiting and waiting. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Hi, kitten. Okay, long enough. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another late night Dolly Chats with me as per usual. And yeah, if you saw the title and thumbnail of this video, then you know what it's about. It's not just those 3 dolls. We will be working on a few different dolls. But tonight is about some Dolly Day Spa work I need to complete and finish that I haven't been able to because of my sciatica. Blah. And some other dolls that I've been working on for a good friend of mine. And also some different updates, some switcheroos, and all that kind of stuff. So, let's hop right into it. I am going to be starting off with the dolls that are on the cover. Ooh. Meow. Which are dolls that are for a customer of mine. Very, very good customer, very loyal. She is the one who, these dolls are for the lady that, if y'all remember the video of me doing the 2 6-phrase Taki Chrissies, it is the same lady who sent me those. And there's really not much work I have left to do on them. I just have to swap the arms on one of them, as I didn't notice one of them has a chewed thumb. So her arms will be getting switched, and then after that it's just quick basic little cleanups from being dusty and standing around and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, Kitten Witten is going to be annoying me all night, trying to get attention. Trying to get on my lap. Meow. You can't get on my lap, I'm sorry. Kitten Witten, down, down. Down, down. Go on. But anyway, yeah. So let's hop right in. So meow. If you guys remember the 3 Taki Velvets that I got a while back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Get down, kitten. You can't come up here right now. Yeah, if y'all remember the 3 Taki Velvets I got to restore for a customer. I do have them here and we will be working on them. This is the first one. She was the one in the best condition with that beautiful little factory curl at the end that's still left. No, kitten, get down. But yeah, 2 of them needed their strings replaced, and then one still had the original string with the little butterfly pull tab. And I did replace that string as well, just so she doesn't have to worry about the string breaking anytime in the future. And I do use really durable, high quality, it's called fishing line, but it's basically the same as, if anyone knows the vintage chatty dolls, the string that is used on them, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just got the little green lines instead of the red. But yeah, so this is very, very durable string. Excuse me. But yeah, so these dolls are pretty much done. Just need a light little wipe down, and then I'm going to clean their records one more time and pretty much get them ready to get shipped off in hopefully the next few days. But yeah, so this is the first one. She was in the best condition. And shiny, shiny, shiny hair. Very, very smooth and frizz-free. And then the second one. This girl is the one I'm going to be replacing the arms on. This is the second Taki Velvets. If you remember, she had the very quite yellowed face and arms, and then her thumb here, I don't know if you can see it, has the little chew marks on there. So she will be getting her arms replaced. Hello, hello. What am I doing with this doll? I restored her, and I'm getting her ready to be sent back. But yeah, so this is the second one. All three dolls had their hair washed and conditioned and shined up. They will be getting re-shined because I discovered a new brush. So all three will be getting their hair re-shined up, and it's gonna look fabulous. This girl also had her string replaced with that really durable fishing line string that was used in the 60s talking dolls, and a new pull ring added. Along with the first girl, she had new string and a new pull ring added as well. But yeah, so this is the second girl. She has, I don't know if you can't really see it, but just the very, very, very slightest little bit of factory curl left. It's not very much. She did have a lot of frizz in her hair, which I had to straighten out. I did try to re-add that curl, which looked really good at first, and then it kind of faded. But yeah, so her hair is super clean, nice and soft and shiny. And yeah, she does talk as well. And I will show that in a few for anyone who wants to hear them. And then the third girl had, I think, the most work done because she got a head swap because her original head, her hair was all chopped in the back, so it did not look very good. But this is the girl who had her original string and original pull ring, but I did replace the string, but she still has her little original pull ring there. And her hair, I think, needed, well, the tail needed the most work because I think it was the most frizzy. As you can see, my fingers are kind of getting stuck through there. I did straighten it quite a bit. The frizz, I could not get all of it out, but it is still nice and super sleek and smooth and soft. But her head, she's the lady who sent these dolls to me. Also, along with them, sent a normal velvet doll, just a normal grow hair velvet. And she wanted me to put that head on this body, which is this head, normal velvet head. But beautiful, beautiful facial coloring, beautiful eyes and eye color. They still hold a lot of their beautiful, vibrant purple coloring. And look at that lip color and blush. Like, there is this yellowing around her neckline here, which I did try to remove with no luck. I tried a few different things. I tried Magic Eraser, Dawn Dish Soap, Fantastic, 409. But I didn't want to go any further than that, like with bleach or anything, because I didn't want to damage the body or the plastic. So I told her about it, and she said that was fine. She could just cover it with an outfit. And I'm like, okay, I will leave her as is. But yeah, so she has the normal velvet head, washed and conditioned, super shiny hair, nice shiny tail. And like I said, these dolls will be getting re-shined. And I just love the way her hair sits perfectly behind her ears like that, all tucked away. So it's not like all over her face. But yeah. So let me show you how these dolls sound. I think it was this girl that was the slowest. I can't remember. But we shall find out. But here is how this girl sounds.
Hi, I'm Velvet. Comb my hair, please. My hair grows. Hi, I'm Velvet.
So yeah, she is on the slower side, but she's not the slowest that I've heard, which is good. But yeah, so that is her. And then the one before her is this girl. And I think this girl was a little bit wobbly in her voice. But yeah, this is how she sounds.
I want to wear my new dress.
Yeah, she's about the same speed, if not a little bit slower than the previous girl, and her voice does have that, like, wobble to it.
I want
But yeah, so that's how she sounds. But I mean, what else can you expect from a 50-plus-year-old voice box? But yeah, there's her. And then the most mint condition girl probably has the best sounding voice box, the most clear, the like, you know, the perfect speed and all of that. And like I said, she did get a new string and a new pull ring. But yeah, here's how she sounds.
Let's play a game.
Well, she might have gotten a little bit fast.
I want to wear my new dress. My hair grows. I'm Velvet.
She is definitely the loudest though. She does have the best sounding record. So, but that's not surprising considering the condition she's in. She is in the best condition. So I believe she should have the best sounding voice box, even though she is just a little bit fast. All right. So let's get on to switching out those arms, which are on this girl. And I do have, even though they're not really going to match her face, there's not really much I can do about that because I don't want to put another pair of yellowed arms on her. But I do have these arms, which have... Wow, this camera does not do these arms justice. These arms are actually very peachy colored. I'm not sure why they look so yellowed on the camera. But yeah, so these arms will be going onto her because she does have that little chew mark on her thumb there. And whatnot. But yeah, so let's do that. And then there's also, I'm going to be doing some other little updates and whatnot. I know I talked about, I'm pretty sure I talked about the Betty Big Girl, the new Betty Big Girl I got. I did get her cleaned up. She is interesting. But yeah, all right. Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Very typical for these Taki Velvet dolls for their head to get stuck. And I did not bring a screwdriver over here, so I don't know if we have trolls or if people are emoji playing today. Honestly, I'm not sure, but the trolls, I laugh them off. They make me laugh. I'm not, they don't even bother me at this point anymore. Does Oxyclean really work well on doll clothes? Yes, 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 it does. Depending on what clothes you are washing and the temperature you are washing them in, Oxyclean is like magic. Think of like, imagine. Okay, how do I phrase this? Oxyclean is like a magic eraser for doll clothes, is pretty much how I would explain it. I'm sure someone else could probably explain it better. But I know that Chrissy doll clothes, any kind of Chrissy outfits or anything like that, don't wash those because they bleed like crazy and they will lose all of their color. What else? Chatty clothes. Chatty clothes tend to bleed and run color. Barbie clothes. They work really, Oxyclean works really well, really well on Barbie clothes. Hey, David. How should I use Oxyclean on a smoke-stained ballerina outfit? Is it like one of the vintage Barbie ballerina outfits? Or is it like Dancerina, Dancerella, one of the vintage Mattel dancing dolls? I don't think I've used Oxyclean on those. But if it's one of the vintage Barbies, I've never washed one of those, but I would assume it would be fine since it's a mostly white outfit. Madam Alexander Lissy. Ugh. That I'm not sure. I have never washed one of those, so I don't know like what the material is or how the material would react if it was put into water, if it would bleed or not. But if it's an all-white outfit, I would assume it would be okay. But I can't say for certain. Let's see. Go get a screwdriver. Let's use this one, my universal, the one that works literally every kind of screw. Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna start. Yeah, she's a bad chew mark there on her thumb. All right, so I'm just gonna start with taking this knob and pin out. Have you ever replaced the string on a Charmin Chatty? I have not. I don't think I've ever gotten a Charmin Chatty without her string, but I've never had to do that. But I know that the string is underneath the record plate, and I have no idea how to remove that entire plate, as I've never done it before. I have tried on one of my other dolls, but it did not work, and I could not get that record plate out. So I just kind of gave up on that. I got Rainbow High Winter Wonderland Bella Parker for Christmas. Nice. I'm not as much into Rainbow High as much as some other people. I think if anything, I would have chosen the LOL dolls over Rainbow High when I was really big into them. So I never really got into the Rainbow High, but I will say they do have very, 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 very good hair quality. I will give them that. However, nowadays, with Bratz coming back out and making a reappearance, I would most definitely, hands down, choose Bratz over Barbie, Rainbow High, Monster High, all of that. Bratz were my obsession when they first came out. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. All right, there's her front half. And I'm just gonna take all of these off. So here are the arms that are going away, as she has that little, and you can't really see it. There's a chew mark there on her thumb. So those are going. And now, I don't understand how dust gets into these mechanisms, but whatever. Okay, now we will be replacing those with these. So I'm gonna go get some boiling water ready so I can remove them. I finally am seeing a live. Yay! So glad you made it. I think it depends on the fabrics and the colors. Would Oxyclean work better in warm or cold? Oh, I think it depends on the fabrics and the colors. Yes, I agree with that. Oxyclean definitely has different effects depending on, like I said earlier, what you are trying to clean and the temperature of the water you are using. Because I know I've heard a lot that warm or hot water will make the colors run more if they are not set, I guess it is. If you don't like set or cement the colors with cold water or something like that. Don't quote me entirely. I'm still learning. honestly, about all that. But I know in cold water, I haven't experienced much bleeding, especially with Barbie outfits. Okay. Ooh, I am shaky today. All right, stick this in here. All right. All right, 3 minutes. All Rainbow High dolls do have glass eyes. Yes, they do. That's one other thing I liked about them, is that they had the glass eyes. It looks really, really good on them. I usually use colder water on older, more vintage clothing, then use a low heat iron. That's good advice. I like that. I, myself personally, have never used an iron on my doll clothes. Usually if I think it's gonna wrinkle, I will get some... Are we back? Am I still here? Can y'all see me and hear me? Can y'all see me and hear me? Back. Cool. Awesome. I just look over and it says reconnect. I'm like, no. First late night dolly chat of the new year. Can't be having that. Oh, I didn't even... Jeez. Me and my airheadedness on late night dolly chats. Alright. Most of the clothes I wash are cottons from the 50s as I collect Madame Alexander's. Nice. So do you have the 8-inch ones as well? Have you ever washed those outfits? Because, I don't know, those outfits are very, like, they have a lot of colors. So I would be really worried about them, like, bleeding color. But I don't know, I've never really washed one of those outfits before. Oh, I'll get this ready too, because I will be wiping those down. Okay, 30 seconds. Go set this over here. I have 45 of the 8-inch dolls. I've never experienced bleeding from their clothing, apart from the 80s version of Italy. That is very good to know, as I have a few of them as well, and some of them that I've gotten have been very, 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 well, not very, very, but like, they've had some stains. All right, give me 1 minute. Let me pour this onto these arms so that I can get them removed. All right, did that work? Oh. No. If I do it this way. Did that work? Maybe. Or maybe not. Oh. Oh, okay. One arm out. This one looks like it might start breaking soon. Ow! Don't burn yourself in the process. get this arm off easily. Oh, really? Well, that entire flange just broke off, which is so not what I wanted. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna make it easy. And nope, her arms are so screwed up. Let's see. Maybe my other girl here. Oh. She have good arms? Yes. All right. Instead of ruining like a million pairs of arms, I'm just gonna take apart another Taki and sacrifice my arms for hers. Because sometimes sacrifices are needed. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna sacrifice this one because this girl I got in Tennessee, and her voice box has so many issues. I honestly don't know if I can fix them. Okay. So keep all this separate from that one. Dolls from smoker previous owners are pains to fix sometimes. I agree. Very, very much so. I've washed a few outfits that were, I believe, from smoker homes, but the water was just so yellow and it smelled so bad. It was gross. Okay. Is that enough? Nope. Try these two. Okay, I am gonna have to wipe down these arms. However, there is no chew marks, which is very, very good. Okay. All right, there's one and two. And just so I don't mix them up later, there we go. All right, so now this velvet has the chewed arm, which is my velvet. And I am okay with that because I have plenty of other arms that I can use to switch them out, but I can't get to them now as they are in the back and buried under, I don't even know how many other boxes. Okay. I had a chatty Cathy whose hair was so nicotine stained that it would fall apart with just my hand oil. I don't think I've had that issue. However, I do have this chatty brother I'm working on for a very good friend of mine, which is a different person than these velvets. I've noticed that I'm not sure if he came from a smoker's house that my friend bought him from, or if he was in a smoker's home in previous years. But usually, stay. Oh, he is right here. And if you can see, his hair is a very, very golden yellow color, when usually it's more of like a platinum blonde. And his face also is very, very yellowed, but it does have very good coloring. And his hair is washed and conditioned, obviously. But it's very strange because it's a very, very yellow golden blonde instead of like the normal platinum blonde. So I'm thinking at some point in his life, he was around or in a home that had a smoker. But usually I'm fine with that because they usually turn out pretty good. I don't mind the yellowness too much. Okay, let's give these arms a good thorough wipe down. Okay, here's one. Would you recommend the same strategy for splitting seams on any doll? With what? Like the same strategy as I use for chatty dolls? Or because the ones I use on chatty dolls, that's pretty much. Oh man, that's not. The strategy I use on chatty dolls is that's probably the only dolls I use that strategy on. Okay, most of that is coming off, thankfully. Yeah, that's usually the only dolls I use that strategy on is the chatties. I have tried that strategy on different dolls with glued seams like that, like Baby First Step and other dolls like that, and it doesn't work. I'm not sure why. I don't know if the glue they used is different or maybe the plastic is different. But Baby First Step dolls do not crack open easily. They are a very massive pain in the butt. And I do not recommend repairing one unless you know exactly what you are doing. All right. There is some staining, but that is on the underside of the arm. So you won't even be able to see it. I'll have to see if I can find some more arms tomorrow, or hopefully on my next day off. But right now, these will suffice. Okay. All right, you know what? While she's open, I'm going to clean her record. So, Let's go grab my isopropyl and Q-tips. Do you think the talking baby first steps have the same voice boxes like Casper? I don't know. Honestly, I've always been curious about that myself. However, I've never repaired one. I've never even seen one in person. I've only seen pictures. So, I'm not sure if it's like kind of like the ones that Casper and Maddie Mattel and Sister Belle have, or maybe she has a strange little voice box, kind of like the walking Winnie dolls. Yeah, I've never repaired one or seen one in person, so I am unsure. I would try repairing chatties, but I know my grandma would be so jealous if I got one working because she was raised on Chatty and Mattel in general. She probably would be. But it would probably be very satisfying for her in the same time. Because since she was raised on that, she probably hasn't heard one talk in, who knows, like 40, 50 years. So she would honestly probably love it. All right. This record is still very, very clean. All right. Okay. Now, let's clean off this needle. Get all that dirt off of there if there is any. All right. Okay. Put this back together. Put the new arms on. All right. You know what? Let's do that. Make it easy. Ah. have to find a different pair. Those are pretty tight. All right. Make sure that's in place. All right, and make sure she is talking correctly. Really? Okay.
Come back here, please. Come back here, please.
Very good. Very good. All right. So for now, put her back together. She has 3 of the brunette piggies, and I honestly don't know if they work because she's never pulled a string on them. So they probably don't work, I would assume. The O-rings have probably deteriorated, which is very common in most chatty dolls nowadays. But then again, I don't know. I just got a couple tiny chatties for Christmas, and both of them still have their original O-ring. The tiny chatty brother is quite fast. He needs a new O-ring. But the little sister, little tiny chatty baby, still has her original O-ring from the 60s, and she is at literal perfect speed. Like, she does not need a new O-ring. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. She just had the growler's disease. So just put a little bit of grease on her, and she works good as new. And of course, I cleaned her record and all that. But yeah. So it's hard to tell, but I would assume that they don't work. But pigtails, the pigtail chatties, oh no. The piggy tail chatties are very, very easy to repair because I think they have the easiest voice box, which is an open voice box. You don't have to worry about no black box inside to crack open after you crack open the body. And for the most part, they usually crack very, very nicely along the seams, very even. Now, granted, I have had a few that haven't. However, they were still very, very easy to repair. And those piggy tails are usually nice and loud, and they have good voices and good speed and all of that.
Come play with me.
Nice. Do you repair the 70s chatties? I do, but not typically for others, as I did do that in the past when I first started my Dolly Day Spa. And, you know, I told this lady, that I don't rush on dolls that aren't mine. And, I do take my time. And back then I was busy with school and all that other stuff, so I didn't have the most time to dedicate to her dolls. And she basically wanted them back in like 2 to 3 days. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. Because they have to be wiped down, their hair has to be washed and conditioned, the record has to be cleaned, new grease has to be added, the speaker needs to be cleaned, like all this stuff goes into repairing one of those chatties. And also the fact that I don't have the proper chemicals to seal them back together. So she also wasn't happy about that. So she got upset and wanted me to send them back, which I did, and they were unfinished. So they didn't talk. I think maybe one of them had an O-ring put in. But yeah, so after that, she also went on, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that her and her friend went on to like different chatty groups and tried to blast me. I wasn't in those groups, but I was told about it. But like I said, don't quote me because I could have that wrong. But yeah. So I don't repair chatties for others anymore unless I know them very, very, very well and I trust them. Just like the friend who I'm repairing these ones for. He knows that I don't have the chemicals to seal them together, and he knows it's going to take a while, and he is perfectly okay with that. He is patient. I update him with literally every single thing I do, and when I send them back, I do put rubber bands around their waist to hold them together. I put a few rubber bands just so I know that they're not going to come apart during shipping, and he is perfectly fine with that. But yeah, he is very patient. He's one of the sweetest guys. And he is probably the only one that I will repair chatty dolls for. Other than that, I just repair the dolls for myself. If I buy a chatty doll or I get a chatty doll, I will repair them, put a new O-ring on them, and do all that, and they will sit on a shelf. And then every couple months or so, I will pull the string a couple times just to get everything moving and make sure everything's still working properly like it should. And yeah, I think it depends on how they were stored. I agree with that too. That's another good point, is because most times, well, I shouldn't say most times, but a lot of people, they put their dolls like in an attic or in a musty basement. So they either get really hot or really cold. And if they get really hot, that O-ring can melt. And it can melt all over the record and just be a mess to clean up. And those are not fun. Because if you get a doll and you go to repair her and the O-ring is actually physically melted, that's one of the worst. Because once you touch that and it gets on your hands, you cannot touch anything else because it will stick to it and it will stain. I've had that happen to me quite a few times. I've had to literally turn into Cinderella and get on my hands and knees with a scrub brush and scrub it off of my floor, my tile floor down here in the basement, because it would not come off with a normal mop. It will not come out of clothes, whether it be my clothes or doll clothes. It will stain them, along with furniture and doll hair, and pretty much anything it comes in contact with, it will stain. But then there's those other dolls where the O-ring, it doesn't melt, it kind of just becomes really brittle and breaks apart into a million pieces. Those ones are easy because there's really nothing to clean up. You just dump it all into the garbage and you're good to go. Those ones I definitely like the most because those ones are very, very, very simple, very easy, and there's just a no hassle cleanup. Very, very, very nice. Makes for a very quick repair. Okay. Shipping has been insane lately. I've gotten 3 past dolls with extremely loose hand joints for no reason. Yeah, shipping is the price and how the mail carriers handle the packages is just, it's ridiculous. I don't understand why people who deliver mail think it's okay to just throw packages onto a deck or, you know, the whatever it's going on to. They think that that's perfectly okay to just mistreat someone's package. And no, that's not okay. I can't tell you how many dolls I've gotten that I've opened up and they're broken and they can't be fixed because the people who are handling the mail decide to mishandle the package, even though the package clearly states that it is a fragile item and to handle with care. That, I think, is probably the most annoying part of shipping anything. Now, depending on what it is that I'm buying, the price is usually reasonable. However, yeah, the bigger the doll or the bigger whatever you're buying, the bigger the price. And I don't understand it. But it is what it is, I guess. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Okay. All right. Very, very, very nice. Very, very shiny. Very, very, very pretty. Very demure. Nice, pretty, shiny hair again. I've saw some UPS deliveries on my Ring camera do that when there's several fragile labels. Yeah, I've also heard that they don't like when people write fragile or handle with care on the packages. Why they don't like that, I don't know. But yeah, I've heard several stories of how they don't like that and they get mad when you write that. Like I said, why, I don't know. But apparently they don't like it. And honestly, I don't care. Like, because that is not your property. That is not yours to mishandle and treat disrespectfully. Like, would you go into your parents' house and treat their stuff like that? No. So why would you do it to someone else's? Like, that's just rude. All right. Well, she's got her new arms on, which match her body a little bit better. But as you can hear, a little squeaky. They are a little tight. So I'm going to have to see if I can later on find a pair that isn't as tight, so there's not as much stress on the joints. But we have lots of other stuff to do today. Well, tonight. So, moving forward. I also noticed this leg is rather loose. So, I may have to put a rubber band around there just to stiffen it up a bit. All right. It's her, and I actually did those two off camera earlier. eBay is whack with shipping prices. Yeah, definitely. 12-inch doll has $30 shipping, which is reasonable as I'm in Asia, but sometimes there's $100+ shipping, which is ridiculous. Yes, very much so. I've never understood that myself, how, because I see that a lot with these Chrissy dolls. It'll be like a $20 doll with like $80 shipping, and it's in the US. No, no, no. 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 Absolutely not. I honestly, I don't even use eBay anymore. Like, I go on there and I scroll and I watch stuff, but couldn't tell you the last time I bought something. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I bought some O-rings for these guys. But they're no. It was someone I never bought from before, but I couldn't find the person that I normally buy from. Coming to find out, they actually changed their name on eBay. So that's why I couldn't find them, so I bought from that person, and they are actually a couple inches too big. So the voices are actually rather fast, and I'm not a fan of that. And I was going to message her and return them, but I'm like, you know what? I got 12 of them from her, and the other ones you can only get like 4 or 5. So I'm gonna stick with these and see if I can't work something out with the governor, which is like the speed control, or something like that to find a way to make these work. Because it was like 25 bucks, I think, for 12 of them, which isn't bad, which is like $2, and I think they were, I want to say $2.25 each. But I could be wrong. But yeah, don't even get me started on Motionette shipping. Don't even get me started. I don't even look at Motionettes anymore on eBay because it's just not even worth it. $30 shipping, $80 shipping. I saw one that had $130 shipping. Like, you are smoking so much crack. It's ridiculous. I don't even look at Motionettes anymore. It is just so not worth it to me. To find something that you really want, but know that you can't have it because the shipping is more than the price of the doll itself. It's no. I should just delete eBay altogether, because also I sell stuff on eBay and it used to be linked to my PayPal. So whenever I sold something, that money would just go straight into my PayPal. Come to find out recently, there was something they did where they stopped doing that. I something about how PayPal isn't a bank or something like that. So whenever something that I'm selling sells on eBay, it goes straight into my bank account. It doesn't even go into PayPal. So I sold probably like 10, I want to say 10 to 12 dolls recently on eBay. Trying to save up that money to put towards my car, because my car is, well, was acting up. Come to find out, all that money went into my bank account and it was all put towards different bills. And I had no idea. Go to check my PayPal, there is no money in there. I'm like, great. Yay. I have no money to fix my car now. So now when I sell something on eBay, I have to pay very, very close attention to when it sells, and when I get my payout, then I have to go into my bank, transfer it from my bank, or yeah, in my bank, transfer it from that to my savings. So there's like, I got to do like 3 to 4 different steps just to put that money from eBay into my savings. And I'm like, why? Why do I now have to do 4 steps, 4 different things, when before, when it was linked to PayPal, I just had to, PayPal was just saved. And whenever I needed it, I could just go into there, transfer it to my bank, and I'm done. But now I gotta jump through all these hoops just to get my money. And it's just stupid. At this point, a thrift store is way more worth it. Very much true. Very, very, very much true. That's pretty much the only place I get my dolls anymore is thrift stores. Antique stores are doing the same thing. Like, they're affordable, but not. The last few thrift or antique stores I went to are like holiday Barbies from 2008, 2009. They want like 60 to 80 bucks for. I'm like, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Chatty Cathy's and Chrissy's, 80 to 100. I'm like, you're ridiculous. No. So, pretty much thrift stores is the only place that I buy dolls anymore, because the pricing on everything is just so ridiculous. I mean, don't even get me wrong, the thrift stores are getting bad too. Because a naked, beaten up, haircut Barbie, they want $4.99 for. And I'm like, this ain't worth more than 50 cents. But you want me to pay $4.99 for a doll who's missing an arm, has cut hair, chewed up feet? No. Not doing that. Who do you think is easier? Did I read that right? Who do you think is easier to start a collection out of? Chrissy and her friends. You mean like starting a Chrissy collection? I would. I don't know, honestly. Probably Cinnamon, because Cinnamon is the smallest, and I've seen that she's also the cheapest. Brandy and Trussie are definitely the most expensive. Uh, I wouldn't even worry about the AA dolls because those are, again, people are smoking crack. Oh, this doll is black. She's harder to find and more rare. $500. Yeah, right. No, I would definitely probably say Cinnamon. Um, there is a few Chrissies and Velvets out there that are affordable. But depending on if it's a buy it now or a bid, you could get into a bidding war with someone. Chrissies are, I've noticed, are very, Chrissy family dolls are very popular right now, and I'm not sure why. Well, I mean, I do know why, because they're amazing, duh. But yes, I'd probably say Cinnamon is the easiest to start a collection out of. Cricket is expensive. Trussie and Brandy are expensive. Dina is not the most expensive, but she's also not the cheapest because everyone thinks that she's Brandy. Taki Chrissies are asinine, pricing wise. Taki Velvets are not terrible. Probably like 30, $40, maybe more, depending on who's selling her and what they think or how rare they think she is or how hard to find. Um, I am lost in the comments here. Where if my only if only my thrift stores didn't only have modern overpriced porcelain dolls. Agreed. There is a few times where, like recently, I found some Disney brass key dolls, which are from the 2000s, but they're a lot better quality than some of the more mass-produced dolls. And also Marie Osmond. Marie Osmond dolls, they are a little more modern, but they are definitely better quality. Oops. My thrift staff are familiar with me, so whenever I point out a stain or something, they usually knock the price out by $1 or so. Nice. I usually, the last time I did that was actually with a motionette. It was broken off completely from the base and taped to it. And they wanted like $25 for it. And I pulled it out the box and saw that. I'm like, not worth $25. But that was also after seeing it sit there on the shelf for over 3 months. So I grabbed it, went up to the counter, and I'm like, hey, is there any way I can get like some kind of discount on this because it is broken? I don't know if it works because it doesn't have a cord. And they're like, oh, well, that's a motionette made by Telco, and this, and this, and this. It's worth $80. No, not in this condition. It's not. Do some more research and then come talk to me. You say you know what it is, but you don't, because it's not worth $80. Definitely not. It's not worth 25. Not in this condition. Uh, but yeah, the last time I did that, that's the last time I'll ever do that, because they, with all the people, all the resellers nowadays, that's how Salvation Army is getting, and it's getting a little out of hand. Half the stuff that I see that I want is now out of my price range, and I'm not paying that price for it because it's just too much. Like, thrift stores are supposed to be affordable, and thrift stores are becoming to be not affordable. And I don't like that. Aren't the AAs just the mold dipped in darker colors? Yes. So, pretty much, yeah. The AA dolls are all the same. They're the same Chrissy mold or Chatty mold or whatever doll it is. They just use darker vinyl or plastic to make the doll to make her look black. And for some reason, people think that they are so much harder to find and so much more rare and expensive and just no. I mean, granted, some dolls are, but not every single one. Like a lot of people, if they see like an AA Chrissy, they want like 250, $300. Like, no. Granted, it's an AA doll, yes, and they are more expensive. However, depending on the condition they are in, really determines that value. I hope you're buying rainbow high dolls. Not really. I do have a couple, but I'm not like buying them. I once saw a Walker Tawny selling for $7.85. Mm-mm. I would not pay that for a doll. That's just nah. I've been going to Once Upon a Child lately. Their prices haven't changed much. Got a pack of 40 GI Joe dolls for $12. That's a good price. 40 GI Joes for $12. That's like, whew, that's a steal. That's a very, very good price. Now, granted, I never collected GI Joe as a kid, but I know they're pretty much like the male version, kind of, sort of, in a way, of Barbie. So I don't know much about them, but I do know of them. I had a couple growing up, but I was more into Barbie. Anyway, back on topic here. I don't know if I mentioned in my last video, I think it was my Christmas video. Maybe. I don't know. But I got a box of dolls from a friend. The ones including these. But there was also a Betty Big Girl that he gifted me to repair and restore and keep or sell, whatever. And she was not in good shape. Her hair was frizzy and matted. Her eyes were cloudy and foggy. She was in pieces, so it was easier to ship her, which I was completely fine with. But I did get her cleaned up, and she is, well, actually, she's in good shape. It's just her hair. So, for the most part, I got her cleaned up. And here she is. And this is her. So, you can see she has really pretty eyes. They have gone quite yellow, as you can see. But this eye had a problem sticking, kind of like that. And now it's doing it again. But, well, now it's not cooperating, go figure. But I was able to fix it. So it does open and close by itself. But her issue is you can see how incredibly thin her hair is. Because her hair, if you can see back there, it's not cut. It is extremely voice crack, wow. Extremely dry rotted. Her hair is falling out in clumps. And it is all over the place. This whole side of her head right here, you can see that whole row right there is just missing hair. And it's not cut. It is falling out because it is dry rotted, along with her bangs. You can see how thin, incredibly thin her bangs are. And that is because her hair is dry rotting. And you can see how much of it has fallen out. Now this goes all the way back and down. So her hair she's a very pretty doll. She has amazing facial coloring. She has a couple stains here in her mouth, but she has good blush, good lips, good eyeliner and shadow and whatnot. But she's dry rotting, and all of her hair is falling out. So just for reference, you can kind of see kind of how short her hair is. And let me show you on one of my other ones how long and thick it's supposed to be. So here is one of my other girls. So you can see how incredibly thick this hair is. She has all of her hair. It is quite long. It's not the longest, but it does have some length. And you can see it is kind of layered, which is how it's supposed to be. And then her bangs here, you can see how nice and thick her bangs are. And you can see a little bit of her forehead, but not, it's not completely, you can't completely see it, kind of like hers. But yeah, her hair has some frizz to it, but it definitely still has some curl, has a little bit. And like I said, it is layered. It is not cut because it is like that on both sides. So she does have a full head of hair. Very, very nice, very pretty. She does have her original outfit, which is, as you can see, in pretty rough shape. It is falling apart. Everything is kind of closed pinned on. And you can see her facial coloring is very, very faded. But she does walk and do her thing. I can't remember if it was her or this other girl who got the voice box swap. But one of these, her voice box doesn't work very well. But yeah, that's this girl. She has the center part line along with this girl. She also has the center part, my newest girl. And then you can kind of see how this one has the better facial coloring. She is a lot more peachy compared to this girl who is pretty pale. And then there was also this girl here, whose hair is, as you can tell, much, much, much longer. You can see how long that is. The other ones came up to about here. So, but she has the side part. And she has super pretty eyes. And like her coloring is fantastic. And her head tilts and she walks and does her thing. But this girl, I've noticed that, well, not noticed, but this girl with the side part, her face is very, it's got a little bit of give to it, but it is very, very stiff and hard compared to these girls with the center part, whose face is very, very, very soft and squishy. So the girls with the side part definitely have more stiff faces. And you can see how her head is just a little bit smaller than hers. And that's another thing I've noticed with vintage dolls over the years of collecting, is that the softer face dolls like this have bigger in size heads than the hard face dolls, which are smaller in size. But yeah, so that is this Betty Big Girl, and you can see how incredibly thin her hair is. So I was thinking, since her hair is already dry rotted and falling out, that I would give her a little haircut and try and give her back some of her bangs And also with it being so thin, when it's out of the pigtails, it's in like this V shape because it's pigtails. So I was gonna just chop all that and even it out and kind of give her like a bob style. Um, but I am not good at all with haircuts or anything like that. So hopefully you can reroute that Dolly Chat doll's hair. Maybe. Probably not. If anything, I'll probably get her a wig, honestly, because she, as you can see, her head compared to mine, she has a very big head. And her head compared to, I don't even, oh, here. Her head compared to a velvet head. These dolls are normally the only dolls that I reroute. I've never rerouted a doll bigger than a Chrissy doll. So, plus with her neck being how it is and the piece in there that tilts it back and forth, I don't know about any of that, like taking it out. So, if anything, she'll probably just get a wig. Do you still have the chatty cat that you said was haunted years ago? I do. And I've actually mentioned quite a few times since I've grown up. I've also tried to delete that video and it won't delete. Um, that video is total bull. It's not real. That's not a real haunted doll. I was a kid and I pretty much did that for attention. And looking back at it now, it definitely blew up a lot more than I was expecting it to. And I still get comments on that video saying how it's fake and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, duh. I was a kid. I didn't know any better. But yeah, every time I try to delete it, it says it's deleted, but I go to my page and it's still there. So that video is in fact haunting me. Hi, Dad. Hello, son. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so since her hair is thinning so badly, I don't know if I was going to do it tonight. I was definitely debating it. But with as much hair falling out as she has, I was definitely going to cut it. But I was definitely very hesitant. You can see all of this. This is all broken, damaged hair that has dry rotted that I'm surprised hasn't just, yeah. See, her hair it just pulls right out. So, yeah. I don't know if I want to try and give her bangs because she'll probably lose them in who knows how long. But yeah, so that is the update with her. I did get her voice box working. However, it's not really working properly. However, it is working. I got her oil motored. It took about an hour and a half of manual massaging and repeated adding of oil. But I did get it working. She does work. Her O-ring is good, so she doesn't need one of those. But yeah, there's a piece in there that's supposed to kind of flip down and push the record down to reset the needle and then stop the motor from moving. And then when you tilt her from this side or this side, it would activate the motor and then she would start talking. And then at the end of the phrase, it would kick off and, so on and so forth. But yeah. I think there's a type of oil you can use to help moisten the hair. I've never actually I've gotten that comment a lot, but I've never used any kind of oil or um like mousse or anything like that on my doll's hair because I'm not really well, it's not that I'm not worried about it. It's more the fact of if they have dry hair, it's usually when I use the conditioner that I use when I'm washing and conditioning the hair, it usually makes it pretty soft to the point where, you know, it doesn't feel dry anymore. So it usually takes care of it. I've grown out of chatties and I've been thinking of selling half of mine and just keeping the original main chatty family. I've been having that same thought, but with my Chrissy dolls. I have a lot of Chrissy dolls. Like, I probably have more Chrissies than the other dolls, all the other dolls in my collection combined. Like, I have a lot of Chrissies. But yeah, so that is her in her dry rotting hair. So, like I said, I don't know if I was going to do that tonight or if I was going to wait, but I'm definitely going to debate on it. But yeah, I also need to try the hairdryer trick on her to see if that is her eyes turning yellow, if it's oxidation of the eyes, or if it's just that white mold stuff building up on the inside of the eye. I wanted to sell my 70s chatties. I'm only keeping Timey Tell and Peachy. I love me some Peachy, and I love me some Timey Tell, but I don't love repairing Timey Tell. Timey Tell is a pain in the butt. Same thing for my soft body talkers. Just keep Patootie, Teeny Tuck, and Baby C and Say and her sister. I want a Patootie so bad. There's so many Mattel talkers that I don't have that I want. And with the prices of everything going up nowadays, I fear it's never going to happen. But, you know, that's okay, because I'm a firm believer of if it's meant to be, it will be. Or if it's meant to happen, it will happen. And if it doesn't happen, that's fine too. So I don't force things or try to force things. It's just, it is what it is. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. No sweat. But yeah. So that is Betty Big Girl. Also, while I had these out, I was going to take the original outfit off of her and put it onto her, since she is in such, well, much better shape. So I'm going to do that really quick, because you can see her eyes as well are going quite yellow. This eye over here is still, it's still got some of that gold detailing in there, but this eye has gone fairly yellow. So this outfit on her is going on to my side part girl. But I have to be very careful because, as you can see, the velvet material on this is definitely flaking and falling apart. And this outfit is, besides the vest, obviously, is all supposed to be one piece. And it is coming completely apart at the center seam. So this outfit is slowly falling apart into 3 pieces, which is no bueno. Okay. So, as you can see here, this all right here is a seam that's supposed to be sewn together. And then also up here is a seam that's supposed to be sewn together. And you can see it's kind of bobby pin or safety pins all over. But yeah, this is all supposed to be one seam. And this necktie also is supposed to be sewn onto her neck right here, as well as these kind of being folded down, but they never like to stay down. So her backside is, well, the backside of her outfit anyway, is also safety pins, because half of these, she has one snap remaining, one good snap remaining on her outfit, and then the rest are broken off. They are there, they just need to be re-sewn on. But with the state of this fabric and falling apart so easily, I am not even going to take that chance. So, yeah. Oh, get these Shoes off. And then this is probably the last time that this outfit will be getting removed. Removed or added or whatever. Because this is only safety pin in one spot. And you can see all the marks on there of where the original, where it was originally sewn into place. So, yeah, this top half here is completely come apart from the bottom half of this outfit. But yeah. So, alright, let me move her back to over here. Okay, and before I do that, not fix up, but brush out her hair a little bit. See, this girl with the side part probably has the thickest hair out of all of my Bettys. And I don't know if that's because she's got the side part. Maybe they rooted her hair different. I did notice that she starts off as a side part, and then it goes back down towards the center. So in the back of her head, it's like she's a center part. But she is definitely my prettiest Betty. And yeah, so the prettiest Betty needs to have her original outfit, even though it is falling apart, massively deteriorating. I sold all my Chrissy's dolls last year in hot weather, but I'm keeping 3. Yes. Chrissy is my obsession. Did you know that Mattel intended for Dancing Debbie to have a band member continuation line? That would be awesome, because I love Dancing Debbie. I have probably about 5, well, I think 4, 5 Dancing Debbie dolls. Yeah, I love me some Dancing Debbie. However, I am getting rid of a couple because I just don't have the room for them. So, a couple of them do have to go. Okay, clearly we're gonna have to do this the complicated way. Get off. Thank you. Oops. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. What up, what up? Okay, now get this shirt on that is absolutely falling apart. It's also the snaps on her sleeves that are coming off. And you can also see part of her arm right here has gone ghost white. So it is a good thing that she has this outfit here. Maybe, whoop. Come on, Betty, work with me here. Cooperate with me, please. Betty, what are we doing here? Knock it off. Stop making this more complicated than it needs to be. Thank you. God. Okay. Sorry. Okay, very gently, so I don't make this outfit fall apart any more than it needs to. Apparently, 2 prototypes were found and owned by a private collector. They were all different dolls, but had the same inner workings as Debbie's, Dan and Debbie's. Yeah, I have a couple. I don't think they're prototypes, but they are like the Chinese knockoffs of Dance and Debbie. There was, I believe, a blonde and then a redhead. And then one of them, I think, oh, there goes the last snap. The redhead had very horrible, ouchie, frizzy hair. So all of her hair got cut off, and she is getting rerooted. But I started her and never finished her. I don't know what is all over your legs. It is not, however, coming off. All right. All right. Okay. I have a Chinese one named Bess that I had to send off to my friend because she had every last wire and solder ripped off because of the handling of mail carriers. Ugh. Hate that. Them dang mail carriers, man. They don't know how to treat someone else's property. And it is very, very irritating. Like, this is not yours. This does not belong to you. Treat it with respect. Okay. Yay. All right. Okay. Now that she is in her original outfit with those super pretty eyes, do you know who that extremely rare lion talker the chatty collectors are crazy for? Oh, I do know who that is, but I can't remember his name. Larry the Lion? I think that's who it is. Larry the Lion, I believe, is his name. I also have yet to get my hands on him, but I want to so bad because he's a yacker. So when he talks, his mouth moves with the phrases, kind of like Sansi or Teeny Talk, or not Teeny Talk. I think it's Teeny Talk, maybe. But like Baby Secrets, the mouth moves when he talks. And he was called a yacker, animal yackers. And I have one that's a parrot. But I found him at a thrift store years ago. But the only thing with him is his Mattel made a string too short. So the end of his sentence is completely cut off. And it's just so irritating because I want to get in there and I want to make it longer, but I don't know how to open him or how he works or anything like that. Yet they want to charge you $100 for premium package insurance and services, right? It looks like a pillow with a circular head. So maybe not a yacker. I don't know. I don't think I've seen that one. Well, there is now my favorite Betty Big Girl with her pretty eyes. So she now has her outfit. Oh, yo. You lie. There we go. Okay. Good Lord. She was leaning so far forward. Like, why? Okay. You mean the parrot that said, Polly want a cracker? I think so. He's got a little blue, what's that word? Like perch that he stands on. And his string comes, I believe, out of his feet. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna grab him. Okay, so Crackers is his name. And forgive his yellowed appearance. He was very dirty. Like I said, I found him secondhand, so he was already pretty dirty. But he is a blue fuzzy parrot. Well, it's supposed to be. And then he's got like purple, pink, and green, and these little wings. And then he has this little perch that he stands on. And actually, let me just... That was the thing when I found him. When I found him, it was just him. And then throughout the stuffed animals, I found the two different pieces. I found his perch, and then I found the base for his perch. But yeah, let me get this wiped off, because he has been sitting on a shelf, so he is a bit dusty. However, I was surprised, so very surprised, to find his original little perch that he came with. But yeah, this is his little perch, and it says Animal Yuckers, and then Crackers is his name, and then Animal Yuckers, and then under Crackers, it says 1962 by Mattel Inc., Hawthorne, California, USA. Base made in Hong Kong. And then it's got the little Mattel Toy Makers logo on there. And then this is Crackers, and his pull string came out of his feet, and his mouth, well, I guess his beak, would move when he talked, and he does have a little tongue in there. But like I said, his... I'm not sure if his wings sit in some kind of perch or something in there connected to his body. I don't feel any, like, armature. But yeah, his string was too short when Mattel released him, so the end of his sentences are cut off. And then he does have his Mattel tag right there. So, here is how he sounds.
It takes talent.
That's not good. He started that phrase way late.
Hi there, I'm Crackers.
I'm your pal. That was better. But yeah, he still talks at good speed. Like I said, I've never opened one of these up, so I don't know what his voice box looks like, or the inside of it. I'm not sure if he has a normal O-ring or if he has one of the, like, what looks like gear teeth O-rings that, like, a baby CNC would have to keep him going at normal speed. But he sounds pretty good. But you can see the end of his phrases are, in fact, cut off.
I can talk. Can you?
That was, I can talk, can you fly? I'm not sure what the end of that one is. I think it might be squawking.
I can talk. Can you?
Yeah, you can see his string was made too short.
Hi there, I'm Crackers. I'm your pet.
But yeah, you can see his mouth moves.
Look it off, look it off.
But yeah, so it really irks me because I want to open him up so bad, but I don't know where I would even get into that. Because normally these dolls have a seam that you open up to get to the inside. But he is so dusty. I don't even see one. So I've just kind of left him as he is. But it really irks me because I want to put new string on him and make it longer so that he can actually say his phrases. Because he is a cool talker. But yeah. So that is little Mr. Crackers.
If you want music, get a canary.
If you want music, get a canary. Now, granted, I have seen them around, but I've never seen another one, like a video of another one working. So I don't know, like some of his phrases, I don't know what the ends are. I don't know if it's squawking or if there's words, but some I can pretty much assume what they are. But yeah. So that is little Mr. Crackers and the little perch that he sits on very nicely. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna have to put him back in my room. Okay. So, onwards and upwards. Oh, so much dust flying around from him. Shoo shoo, go away. Oh, is that what he says? I always wondered what the end of that phrase was. I didn't know if he was just squawking or what. I want to see another one, like a video of another one, like actually working with his full phrases to know what they are. All right, so getting into these guys over here. These three are chatties that a very good friend of mine sent me to restore for him in trades for Jill parts. Well, not parts, more like Jill outfits that he had extras of and that I don't have, obviously. But yeah, very, very, very fair trade, I think. But yeah, so these guys, they just need a little bit more work, and then these two need to be put back onto their bodies. But there is a tiny chatty baby, a tiny chatty brother, and then this tiny chatty baby, which is a soft face brunette. who is in absolutely fabulous condition. Like, tell me that you've seen a soft-faced chatty doll with better lip color than this, because I haven't. Now, all soft-faced dolls have the droopy eyes like this. Why, I don't know. I tried to fix them to kind of point them upwards a little bit, but I don't know if you can see, the edge of his eyelid, the casing, is right there at the edge. So if I push his eye up, or her eye up anymore, you'd be able to start seeing that. So her eyes are kind of just permanently stuck in this stoned looking kind of position, which is really annoying. But her hair, as you can see, is absolutely fabulous. Like, her hair is, ooh, mm, 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 mm. Mint. Chef's kiss. Must have been Cricket and Corky's clubhouse. Maybe? Well, I don't, have I said that before? She's looking like she's smoked 2 blunts and a bong. Yeah, just like all the soft face dolls. And when I say soft face, I don't just mean like kind of somewhat pliable. I mean like super pliable. Oh, which reminds me, I gotta get her a new pair of teeth, because I told him I would. Because her teeth, they are there, but they are quite melted, which is, again, is very normal for these soft-faced dolls. Just like the, what they call the melt ring around the neck. Why it happens, I don't know. But, yeah. Two very, very common things with these soft-faced dolls is the melted teeth and the melt ring around the neck. This girl, she is in very, very, very good shape. However, when I first took her head off, her entire neck flange broke off in like 2 pieces. So I did set that to the side. I didn't worry about it right away. I do have to but I never wipe down her limbs. So I do have to wipe down her limbs, and then she's pretty much good to go. Her neck flange, I did re-glue, which I've never done with a chatty doll. I didn't know how it was going to work out. But I did use super glue, a lot of it. And I let it sit for 2 days, and then I put her head back on, and it's staying. And I'm able to turn her head. I know you can't really see it, but I am able to easily turn her head. I have not tried to take her head back off, for fear that neck flange will break off again. Because super glue is strong, but I don't think it's that strong. But yeah, so this doll is pretty much ready to go. She was repaired. I did repair her, and I put one of the new O-rings I got on her, and she is well, not quite a bit, but she is rather fast. Which I messaged him about, and he said he was fine with it as long as she talked. He didn't care. This brunette, he said, is his favorite out of all of them, out of all of these, the other 2. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I disagree with you, because this girl is my favorite. The girl with the hard face Canadian eyes. This girl is my favorite. My favorite. But he said this one is his favorite because he always wanted a brunette tiny chatty. But I can't get over this hair. It is just so shiny. And I know some of you who know me and know my videos with these chatties, they usually have very dry frizzed hair. So I do my little water bottle method where I spray it down, get it nice and wet, and then use one of my brushes to brush it and smooth it out and all that. Let it dry, brush it, wet it, brush it, let it dry, brush it, and it pretty much at the end of like, depending on how bad the hair is, I'd say like 3 or 4 times, it looks as good as this, and it looks like mint condition again. I did that. I did have to do that to the tiny chatty brother because his hair was pretty, not pretty, but it was a little frizzy. So I did that, I think, 3 times to brother, and then twice on the Canadian sister. But I did not do it to her at all. Not once. I washed and conditioned her hair, and that's it. And then, of course, I used one of these brushes to shine it up, and that's it. I did not do the water bottle method on her. Her hair is just, this is how it is. Full length, no cuts, absolutely fabulous. No frizz, mint condition. And this is how she sounds. Keep in mind, she is just a little bit fast, but she does talk. And crying is her favorite thing to do. Yeah. But she is very, 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 very loud. Like, sorry, I should have mentioned that before. RIP headphone users, turn your volume down. But yeah, she is very, very loud. And she was one of the dolls, like I mentioned earlier, for those who are still here that were here earlier when I mentioned it. I'm assuming she was stored in heat as her O-ring was melted. It was not brittle and in a million pieces like these two were. Her O-ring was melted. It was melted to the groove in her record, and also there was a piece that melted onto her record. So that was a bit concerning. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it off her record because I didn't want to use anything to try and scrape it off and damage the record. But I did use my 90% isopropyl to scrub it off. Took quite a few Q-tips to do that. But I did get it off. There is no signs of it. There's no, like, nothing. There's no damage to the record. Nothing like that. But yeah, so that is her. And actually, I'm going to wipe down her arms real quick. Just to get those done. Because I thought I wiped these down. But I guess I did not. Probably because I was too excited. Because she had a soft face. And it's very easy to remove her head. So, give her arms a good wipe down. And all the dirt is just sliding right off. Which is very, very nice. Makes it very, very easy. Okay. And I'm probably going to have to go in with a toothbrush or something like that to get up in between her fingers and her nails and whatnot. Because usually I will take the arms and legs off and I will wash them in the sink with Dawn dish soap and a toothbrush. But clearly I forgot to do that. So I will have to find another way. Alright, yes, much better. And I do definitely I've noticed with all three tiny chatties, there is definitely some staining happening with the vinyl. I don't know if that's because how they were stored, or maybe it's like, maybe some form of chatty measles. I am honestly not sure. But, yeah. Your toys are very nice. Thank you. These ones I'm actually doing for a very good friend of mine. Hello, hello. Okay, one arm done. Now to do the others. In a second here, I'm gonna have to go rinse this magic eraser out. Yeah, because this is just smearing dirt. So, uno momento, por favor. Alright, now that that's done, back to the dolly work. Okay. Message retracted. Oh no. What about Germany? Hello, Germany? Alright. You know, these arms and legs looked very, very yellow. But now that wiping the dirt off, they are actually rather peachy. Which is very, very nice. Because we love to see us some peachy limbs. Whoop. Don't drop the baby. Okay. Sorry, fell asleep. No worries. Glad you're back. All right. 2 arms done. Ooh. Pretty peachy legs. I just had a song pop in my head, and it is not appropriate while holding this baby. Oh, see, like right there. That is part of a O-ring that is melted. Probably one of hers. Yay. Thank God. Thankfully, I was able to get it off, and it did not stain. Thank God. I would be so upset. I recently learned how to get faded vinyl limbs peachy again. I'm assuming with like an airbrush, because that's what I've learned is probably the only way to do that. Okay. You can kind of see how nice and peachy this leg is compared to this one. All nice and covered in dirt. I can feel so comfortable now being a male dog collector. Once you pull your pants up and open up about it, it's like you're releasing a stressful energy. Yes, very much agree. Very, very much agree. Pretty much once you open up and talk about it, obviously you're going to have haters. But over time, you're just going to learn that haters are going to hate. And you can't let them stop you and let them control how you feel. Because, like Taylor Swift says, haters are going to hate, you know? So you might as well do what you're going to love, do what you love doing, and not be apologetic for it. That's why when I get haters, when I go live on TikTok or on here, I just laugh. Because they're not worth the energy. And I'm not going to give them what they want as being the satisfaction of trying to bring me down. So I just laugh at them. Also, because them hating on me proves that all they're doing is they're just hating on themselves. Because their life is more sad than mine, and they have to go and try and pick on others just to make themselves feel better. Which is the saddest part of all. Okay, this girl, her legs are a little strange. So this leg, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera. Oh yeah. So up here is like really yellowed, and then down here is kind of more peachy. So I'm not sure why right there is more yellowed. And it is also stained right there. I can see it better on the camera than I can in person. But yeah, that part right there is definitely, there's some kind of stain there. But I'm not sure what all of this is. You can see the line right there. It's definitely more visible on camera than it is in person. See if that helps. Nope. Yeah, I'm not sure why. This leg is definitely a lot more peachy than this leg. This leg is a little more faded. Either way, she is all nice and clean now. Now I can get a doll and he won't say anything, but ask me ask me the value and if I'm gonna fix it up. That is very nice. I love that. My mother didn't like me having dolls, but she eventually gave up once I had 20. Yeah, my mom never really said anything. I always played with my sister's dolls, and she never said anything. My dad never said anything to me either. However, he did always try to get me to work on cars with him. So I'm assuming he wasn't very fond of it. Um, but if I ever had a doll that like broke or needed to be resoldered, he did always help me with it. So, yeah. I never heard from either one of my parents that, boys don't collect dolls or this, that, and the other. The only person I heard that from was one of my aunts on my dad's side, and I cut her off completely. Because she said, it's time to grow up, time for dolls are over, time to start acting like a man. No. Time for you to start learning some respect. Don't tell me how to live my life. Time for you to get a husband because you're 40 years old. No. No. I'm not going to talk like that because that's negativity. And I don't want to put that into the air. But yeah, I basically cut her off. And every family function, I'm cordial, I'm civil, I say hi, and, that's that. But we don't really have full on, full blown conversations. All right. Well, this girl just needs her new teeth. But yeah, other than that, she is done. So now onwards to the others. And the others, oh my gosh, this brother here, like I said earlier, he is a bit yellowed, possibly came from a smoker's house in the past. I'm not sure. His hair was washed and conditioned, done the water bottle treatment. And the ends are about probably as smooth as I could get them. I cannot get them any more smooth than this. And they are a little bit rough at the ends still. However, that's, I guess, just the way his hair is. Maybe from being around a smoker, I'm not sure. But yeah, so that is his head. And then his body, you can see his hair is just crazy shiny. And then his body is right here. His body is the same way. His limbs, as you can see, are very, very, very yellowed. Very yellowed. I guess, wow. What in the hell? Oh, bro, what? I cleaned these. What the hell is that? What is all of this? I cleaned these. What is that? Look at that. It looks like it's bubbling. Like something was on there. And it's like bubbling. That is the weirdest thing. I have never seen that before. And it's right there, and it's right there. It's all over these legs. Okay. Um, I guess I'm getting him some new limbs. because these limbs were clean. Like, granted, they were very dark yellow, and there were some stains, like these here on his arms, but that was not there. Those were not there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's the vinyl. But I'm gonna get him some new limbs because I'm not gonna send him back if his vinyl is doing that. So I'm just gonna take these off right now, which is fine because a discovery I made with him is he has a record color that I have never seen before, and it is fascinating. So that is just so weird. All right, I'm just gonna set those down there. So I opened him up to replace his O-ring, and I just about had a heart attack because this record color, I don't know if anyone else out there has seen this record color, but I have never seen this record color, especially in a brother. The only record colors I've seen in a brother are white or black, mostly about 95% black. I have one white Chatty Brother record, and it is somewhere in this bag of damaged and destroyed Chatty records, because those are all the records that fell peril to me in my younger years, trial and erroring, like everything I could find to try and clean Chatty records. So those are all the records that didn't make it. But this boy, God, he sounds fantastic. His record is fucking green. Sorry, freaking green. He has a lime green record. But that's not even the best part. The best part is it's a half and half. So it's half green, half white. I know it doesn't look white on the camera, but you can definitely right there see the difference of where it's split. Like this side is all like a lime green, and then this side is like all white or like a light green. In person, it definitely looks like white or clear, transparent, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you can see like all the glue and stuff under there. And then on this side, you definitely can't see it as much. But like, look how clean it is. You can see every single LED on my ring light. And then there's the other side where it splits. Like you can see how up here it's all like clear and transparent, and then it cuts off right here. So you can still see through the record on this side, but it's definitely more apparent on this side. So I don't know. This is the original string and the original pull ring and the original style like knots on the end of this pull ring to hold it on. But I just don't know if this is a factory record or with the technology we have nowadays, now that vinyl has come back, if someone has figured out how to press that original record and then repress it with their own like colors and then put it back in this body. That I'm not sure, but there's no signs of being glued back together or anything. He has 5 original, no, 1, 2, 3, 4 post pegs in one piece. There is just this one up here that is broken off. So he has 5 pegs holding this housing in place. But like, that is so crazy how he has a half and half record. That is wild. The only other color I have seen besides this is baby blue. And that is in my 18-inch Chatty Baby. And unfortunately, there was one day where she fell off my shelf and everything came tumbling out and her record took some damage. So now some of the phrases skip. But she still has a baby blue colored record. And that's just, it's wild to me. Because I've never seen any record colors besides white, black, yellow, and orange. That's it. In any Chatty doll I've ever restored or repaired, it's always been those colors. Nothing besides that. And then I found baby blue, and then now this really, really pretty, like emerald, or not emerald, but like lime green. And like, it's just, it is so wild. But yeah, so I am going to show you what he sounds like real quick, because there is definitely some marks and scratches on his record, but not nearly as much as like a normal record. So he is very loud, he is very clear. He sounds phenomenal. So, I'm going to show you that real quick. What is this live about? Vintage dolls and doll repair. Dolls I've worked on, dolls I'm working on, records. Like, so clear. So clear. His voice is just, the pronunciation is spectacular. And right there, you can't really see it. This string is starting to fray. And it's quite bad in that one spot. So I may have to replace his string. But he is perfect speed. But yeah. Oh my god. I told him when I discovered that, I was freaking out like a just schoolgirl, like a fangirl. I was losing my mind. Like I just met a celebrity. Because I've never seen that color before, and I probably never will again. And it is wild to me. I love it. And he is just so loud and so clear. Everything is perfect. Love it. Yeah. So that's him. And this is his head. He has, like I said, he has yellowed a bit. But, I mean, he's still got a little bit of blush left. He's still got beautiful lip color. What the hell? Oh my god, that's on his face too? What the hell? Oh my god, what is happening? Okay. I don't know if you can see those little dark spots all over. He did not have those the other day. He did not have those. And they're not going away. They're... he is not going to be happy with that. Yeah. I don't know if those are like chatty measles. I've never seen them that dark before. And there's nothing inside his head. I don't understand. Besides being yellowed, his head was perfectly clean. And now he's got these bumps showing up. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't. That makes me so upset. Because he was in great shape. And now that's happening. Alright. Well, I'll have to message him after this live and let him know what is going on and see how he wants to proceed. I worked so hard on this hair. I don't know if anyone else has seen that before. It's almost like melting the vinyl coating somehow, right? Definitely a chemical reaction of some sort. Mold? I don't think so. Because it's not happening to any one of these other dolls. And they've all been together. It's not happening to her. It's not happening to the little brunette. It's not happening to any of my other chatties that were around him. So it doesn't make sense why all these little spots are appearing on him. I don't understand. But it's the worst on his leg. Because his leg, it's like, it looks like it's like bubbling. Oh shit, that came off. Thank God. Okay, well, still got those little spots. So you can see all those little spots. They're really bad down here. I might have to throw these arms and legs away if that is mold. Because if it is mold, I don't need it near any of my other dolls. Now, granted, he did have some marks, like that brown mark up there, that those were normal. He did not have any of these little spots, these weird spots. He did not have any of those. I just... Yeah, it is all over his leg. All over that leg right there. Like, this spot was already there. This spot up here was already there. But all these little tiny ones right here, those were not there. That makes me really mad. Like, why now? I was so ready These were about... Oh, man. Okay. Can mold be cleaned out of the doll? I don't know. I've never had this issue with any of my chatty dolls. And I've been collecting chatties probably for as long as I've been collecting Chrissies. I've never seen this. And it is really concerning. Like, I can still see the spot right here where that mark was that looked like it was, like, bubbling. I don't know. It might, you know what? I'm thinking because it has this piece on here. When I did wash his limbs, there might have gotten some water in there. So that could very likely be it. But, like, why would that go to his head? Like, his head has a giant hole in it, and I got all the water out. So, I don't know. It's, yeah, it's on his arms. It's on... It's not on this arm. Maybe because this arm doesn't have that thing in there. So this one was able to air out properly. And it's not on his other leg. It's literally just the one leg and the head. I've heard that vinegar can help to remove mold from dolls. However, I've never tried that. Because, like I said, I've never had a doll that had mold on it. So I'm not really sure how that would work out. But like I said, he had normal marks of age and wear on him. Like on this leg, there's that spot. And then there's a couple other dark spots on here, but those were all normal marks. Those haven't changed at all. Not a single one of them. But that one leg and his head are... That's really annoying, because right in here in the back is the worst of it. Right along here is the worst of it. But like I said, this mark, that was there. This, none of that was there. Okay. Well, he's gonna have to get an update. Yay! Anyway, moving on. Positivity. All right. But yeah, so that is Tiny Brother with his beautiful, beautiful green record. Beautiful. Lastly is this little girl, which is obviously she is a hard face with the glass eyes and original full lashes. Now these dolls with the glass eyes, their lashes are very, very soft. They're not super, super stiff like the decal eyes, but they are very soft. And she has beautiful facial coloring, like those lips, the blush. Her eyes are just fabulous, and I can't get over those lashes. Her hair is absolutely full length and super duper shiny. And she did get the water bottle treatments. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she got 2 of them. Brother definitely got more, but she did get a couple. Her hair wasn't in bad shape. I was just curious to see how well it would work, and it definitely worked out a lot better than I had thought. So I did it once. It turned out better than I expected, and I did it again. And now her hair is basically like pin straight. And like, look how shiny. So pretty. But yeah, so that's her head. And then her body is here. And just making sure, because she was standing right next to him. There is no marks on her, which is good. She has no marks. No spots, no stains. Well, I mean, she does have one stain right there, but that's been her. Anyway, this is her, and this is how she sounds. She, I believe, has the white record. No, she has a yellow record. She has the yellow record, which is normal for the babies. But yeah, this is how she sounds. Very crisp, very clear, very minty. Very nice.
Taki,
Perfect speed. Perfect. Brand new. Her string as well is fraying. But yeah, so that is her and her little body. And none of these dolls came with outfits. So they will be getting sent back naked. But yeah. So there is 3 of the chatties that I got from him. And then I also got 3 Chatty Cathy heads, which are currently unavailable because I can't get to them. But they are washed, conditioned, and I just need to shine them up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dolls. Beautiful facial coloring, beautiful hair. Everything about them is just love it. Chef's kiss. All right, brother, I'm going to have to... I don't even know. Anyway. Okay, so that kind of cuts into my plans. yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do what I did with Taki Velvet, and I'm gonna make a sacrifice. And because that happened in my possession, I'm going to take some limbs off of one of my dolls and put them on his, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. I wasn't going to. He said he wasn't worried about me limb switching. So that's the right thing to do. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to do that later, though. Anyway. That is just so infuriating. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna drive myself crazy. Okay. Anyway. Oh, God, that hurt. Alright, I'm gonna put this Taki Velvet outfit back on her, so I can move her out of the way. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it for now. Switch it back later. Alright, get her outfit back on. And put her out of the way. I honestly can't even remember what I was going to do next, because I'm too stuck on that. Because that is just not cool. And I don't know what caused that, but I am determined to find out and eliminate it, because that is just not cool. All right. Okay, there she is. Now, all right, get her put back into my room. Gotta be. Okay, I know what I was gonna do. Here's that. And we're gonna go on a little trip here to get the brother that I got for Christmas, because he still needs his O-ring replaced. So, adventures. All right. Oops. There it is. Alrighty. Got this, got that. Oh, their heads. Need to get their heads so I can show you those, because I did clean them up. I believe the sister probably needs another water bottle treatment. But for now, I'm just going to worry about getting the O-ring on brother. Okay. Oh, there is so much going on this table. All right. Hopefully I don't mix up these bodies here. Okay. Whew. All right. Good night, y'all. It's late, 1:29 a.m. Oh, I didn't see that message. Well, good night. Thank you for tuning in. It is 2:41 here, so I think it's a little bit later than when you commented that. But good night. Thank you for joining. So glad you were here. Okay. Let me take this rag. Wipe all that off. Okay. And I'm going to put these up here. This one and this one. Okay, so if you guys remember, if anyone was there to watch it, the 3 Chatty dolls I got for Christmas, the Chatty Cathy and the brother and sister Tiny Chatty. If you remember, excuse me, the Tiny Chatty brother and Tiny Chatty baby both had really nice lip color, but come to find out when I washed their hair, someone redid that because it all just came right off. And now they both have really gross pale lips. Like, you can still see the original paint on there, but it is very, very faded. And same thing with brother. They both had their lips repainted, I'm assuming with some kind of marker, because it did wash right off. But brother here, my brother I got for Christmas. Oh, that's another comparison I can make, is how light and platinum looking his hair is compared to the one I'm restoring. So you can see how nice and bright and very much lighter his hair color is compared to this brother. So this one here is the one I'm repairing for a friend. And then this is the one I got for Christmas. So you can see the color difference. This one is definitely a lot darker, a lot more golden. And then this one's very much more like a platinum blonde, which is the usual typical color for a brother. But then again, it could be this one was maybe stored in sunlight or something, because you can see he is very much more faded than this guy. This one definitely has better facial coloring, more original. And this guy is all kinds of faded. But yeah. So, like I said, he did get the water bottle treatments. So, his hair is nice and super shiny and smooth. And honestly, he could probably use another one. But I'm not worried about that right now, as this is my doll, and I have other dolls to work on that are not mine. But yeah, so that is the brother. And like I said, if you guys remember, he had his O-ring. They both had their O-ring. He just talked very, very fast. But after a few pulls, it does slow down. But yeah, he does need a new O-ring. And I have cracked him open. I just haven't taken off his inner housing yet to replace that O-ring. And then the little baby, oops, her hair is a mess. Let's brush this out. All right, little baby here. Her hair was pretty dried up, or not dried up, but frizzed up. Like, it was like all the way up here. And I did manage to get a little bit of length back out of it from being defrizzed. And it is nice and super duper shiny now, but it is still very short. But yeah, so that is Tiny Chatty Baby, and her lips are very faded. And her eyes, perfect, open and closed as they should. Very nice, super shiny hair. And she also had her original O-ring, but was very, very slow. And I opened her up, I cleaned her record, and I put new grease on her, and she works good as new. Like, still her original O-ring from the 60s still holds up to this day. That is her original O-ring. Yeah. So that is her original O-ring, which is crazy surprising to me. That a doll can go that long and still retain her original O-ring. And it's not melted or disintegrating or falling apart. And it's still perfect speed. So I'm assuming this doll was kept in fairly, maybe not decent condition, but her string was pulled every now and then to keep that O-ring moving and intact. And she sounds perfect. Love it. Okay, so let's get this guy opened up and replace his O-ring. And same thing with this guy. He does have these spots on his legs. I think that's just in his vinyl though, because there is like, it's like an indent, like caved in right there. So I'm not sure what that is, but I can't get it to come out. I know it's not mold because it hasn't spread. Oop. There it goes. Okay. And I did clean his record. So he has the black record, and it is very nice and shiny and super duper clean. He does just need a new O-ring, because this one is very much stretched out and worn. Because I can turn the record without the governor down in here, the speed control turning. So, oh no. I think it's these two. Yeah, because this is... Yeah. Okay, we're going to put that back down there. Alright. Let me... I gotta plug my phone in, because I am dying. Alright. Alright, let me go get my flathead so that I can get that housing off. Oh, and my grease. Oh, my grease is over there. Okay. Uno momento, por favor. Don't go anywhere. All right, flathead is missing in action. Okay, so Alright, so I can't find my normal flathead that I normally use, so we're going to use a different one. Okay. Get this girl out the way. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna clean up this work area. Dang, oh my gosh. A little bit. She can go out the way. Okay, that works. Alright, this girl can go out the way. Stay. Alright. Legs. Arms. Alright. Let's get this popped off. And this string is not too badly frayed, which is good. Alright. Ooh. One peg saved. See if we can get how many of these pegs we can get saved. Oh, we got 2 pegs. Oh, okay. So far 2 pegs, which is good because that means I don't need a rubber band or anything to hold his housing in place. Okay, still 2. Nope, okay. Well, only 2 pegs. So you can see this peg and that one. 2 original pegs saved, which is perfectly fine. Alright. Governor, which could probably use some new felt, which I still have yet to figure out. That I'm not sure how to do. I don't know if there's a certain kind of felt I need to use. But soon all will be figured out, hopefully. And this guy's grease is all kinds dried up. So here's his original O-ring, and you can kind of see the indent there of where it was sitting for the longest on the governor. Alright, and get this new one on. Alright. Okay, now, there you are. Some new grease. I'm not sure if anyone's commenting as it's doing that thing again where there hasn't been a comment for quite a while. So, I don't know if you guys are commenting and it's just not showing up, or timer's still going, so I know it's not frozen. Alright. Put some new grease under here. Okay. Alright. Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do that back on there. And I'm just going to clean his governor. Oh, I probably should have cleaned the record groove where the O-ring sits. I don't know why I didn't. All right, now all right. Clean this part. All right, clean that. And this. Okay. And a little bit on there. Okay. All right. Okay. Wrap this back up here. Okay. Now, all right. Put a little grease on the tops. All right. Perfect. All right. Now, I did see some dust and whatnot on the record. So, I'm just going to take this and get that off of there. Which is clearly more than I thought. All right. See how he sounds. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. Now, get this old grease off here. And get some new grease on there. Okay. Oh, wrong side. All right. Okay, wipe off the speaker. Okay. All right. Now, see how he sounds. Very nice. Yes. Awesome. All right. So, he's done. So, we can put his arms and legs back on. And he is ready to go. Alright, see how he sounds with all of those on there. Probably be much louder.
I love you. Goodbye.
Very nice. Very loud. Have I ever rerouted a chatty? I have not. I get that question a lot, actually. But no, the biggest doll I have rerouted has been a Chrissy. That's it. That's about it. Just a Chrissy.
I love you. Goodbye.
Yeah, he sounds very, very good. Very, very good. Very loud.
Goodbye.
All right. Hello. How are you? Okay. So, those are the two babies. Here is the Chatty Cathy. I have wiped her down and washed and conditioned her hair. So, her hair is very, very nice and shiny. And you can tell this side doesn't really curl kind of out and up like it should. It kind of curls outward. But this side does. But, you know, that's all right. Very, very pretty girl. Good lip color. Still got a slight bit of blush. She is a prototype. So she has beautiful eyebrows and beautiful freckles. Her outfit is faded. Unfortunately, I don't have one to put on in place of this one, but that is quite all right. But she has been wiped down. Still has her socks and shoes. And like I said in my, I think it was my Christmas video, I will not be opening her because she will, it's going to be a nightmare. So she is going to stay mute, which is going to be very hard for me to do because I love for my dolls to talk. But yeah, that is Miss Kathy, all cleaned up, hair washed and conditioned and shined. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. Stay. Okay, I don't believe I need this anymore. So, put that there. All right. You know what? I'm going to give her another water bottle treatment. Why? Because I can. So I'm going to do that. Where are you from? I am from Michigan. Where are you from? Okay, let's see. We'll do this one. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. Yes. Okay. And this will probably be the last one that she needs. Because with this, the front of her hair is very, very smooth. Nice and shiny. Now at the back. Right up on those roots. Alrighty. All right. So now that is nice and super duper shiny. All right. Cool beans. Done. All right. Well, I think I might end it here because my back is starting to hurt and I don't want to piss off my sciatica and end up making it worse. So, we did get quite a bit done tonight. And I'm very happy about that. So, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in and staying and hanging out with me and chatting. And yeah, working on dolls with me, getting some doll work done and whatnot. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. And I hope for those who don't know, I hope you learned a thing or two about doll repair and restoration. And yeah, I hope you all had a dollarific time, and I will see you all in the next video. When that will be, I'm not sure. I kind of just make them at random whenever my back decides that I'm allowed to, because I'm not in pain. So yeah, that is about it for this video. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope you all have a dollarific rest of your night. And I will see y'all in the next video. Adios and good night.